Now about Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Tyler, the Creator, and all of the current hip-hop events. If you're prepared to witness how rap's courtside Karen is destined to out, you'll see that his music has completely exploded off the charts, while some rappers he despises are comfortably topping him. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. And as of right now, Drake is simply on a crazy losing run, and this trend won't end anytime soon, as this whole wipeout is certain to continue and proceed in the worst manner imaginable. Be sure to leave that like. What exactly is making Lamele's situation more chaotic than ever? It all boils down to the reality that over this month, we have witnessed these two opposing hip-hop philosophies simply fight and attempt to demonstrate how music is truly influencing culture and establishing the tone for the future. Drake has now demonstrated that he is still a problem by releasing two songs that, in spite of their quality, have managed to land a respectable position on the charts thanks to his fan base and personal annoyance. Even with this, expectations and what he needs to do, the music is simply not have enough of an effect on him to elevate him over the bronze medal. Drake used to have a rule that if he released a song, no matter how awful, it would almost certainly be a lock for the top slot. However, that is no longer the case. And with his new song, Which One Did I Miss?, Drake would be extremely fortunate to even make it into the top 3. I don't know, but it looks rather strange in comparison to the rallies and campaigns that Kyrens of rap attempted to plan in order to bring these songs to number 1, where they provided advice on how to support Drake and promote this song. Furthermore, it's strange if you're genuinely sitting out here attempting to project a musical order to reach there, since it indicates that you find more pleasure in all of this from calculators and numbers than from what your ears truly perceive. Now it's evident that only one of them is actually advancing things after Drake and Kendrick fought at the top of the mountain for rap regarding the future of hip-hop, the industry, and so much else. This is the real reason why these people, who don't even appreciate art and just like numbers, are so upset. And once more, even though Drake continues to cause Kendrick Lamar trouble, he easily defeats him. Speaking of rappers who have surpassed Drake, we are currently witnessing a shift in the genre during this time, where Tyler the Creator is much higher up the mountain and in a place where Drake will never be again. This shift is occurring between rap not having problems with tours and then putting up real numbers with a real impact. Given what Tyler accomplished in the first week of Don't Tap the Glass's streaming launch and the overall statistics he achieved with just a 10-track album, Tyler has truly accomplished something amazing. In contrast to other popular albums this year, such as Jackboys 2 or SS for You Music, which were all bloated with a ton of filler garbage, I don't think people know that yet. Tyler ultimately achieved around the same numbers as the others. Although he only had half the tracks from Jackboys 2, the shortest album to which we are comparing it. Jackboys 2 had 20 songs that went toward its streaming totals. Additionally, despite Tyler's disparity with these musicians, he produced a solid album with the ideal quantity of tracks and refrained from using whatever song he could find to try to boost his popularity and influence. When you consider that this is exactly what Tyler is doing right now, and he is outperforming everyone else in terms of effect, performance, and every other statistic that may be important in art, Drake and Travis Scott were formerly regarded as these titans. It just demonstrates that he has become a superstar on his own and has never needed to use gimmicks or tactics to stay at the top. Speaking of depending on gimmicks, we must return to drab old Lullaby, and now with him, even as we praise Tyler on these charts. For Drake and his goal to attempt to retake the rap crown and create a hit record that, regardless of how horrible it is, reaches the top of the charts like his previous singles used to, rather than merely serving as a rallying cry for losers. Unfortunately for Drake, nothing of that nature is taking place at the moment. Similar to the two songs he released earlier this month, he has been attempting to create what could be considered summertime hits. Drake was furious when What Did I Miss hit the charts, and the OVO community believed they were going to make it #1. But the industry setup, they continued attempting to exploit it to hide their failure. They failed far worse than you could have predicted after all of the teasing and chatting. And yucks. The truth of the matter at hand is that I missed something so badly that it didn't even make it into the top 10 or even the top 20 of the rankings. It ultimately dropped all the way to number 23. I suppose this is because Drake uses surface level symbolism in that song to disparage LeBron, which is probably profound for the OVO audience because they lack media literacy. For them, this is kind of cool, and I suppose they might turn it into a story in their own bizarre delusions. But really, let's break it down before we start laughing at this and actually analyze what it implies. Drake's supporters all attempt to claim that this was an industry setup, which is why it's failing, and there is no other explanation. That isn't it. And the true reason is, well, if you've seen The Sopranos, you'll understand what I'm going to say. A hit is a hit. Additionally, this particular song is simply not a hit. Seeing how music has changed and what it takes to create a successful album in 2025 is what I truly mean by this. Overall, to make a song go big, it must be able to get on the radio, get into places that elevate music to new heights, and show more than just someone listening to a song on a DSP. Unless the artist creating the song is a top streamer when they drop and you command all of the attention, Drake isn't that guy anymore. Additionally, after you comprehend the structure of the music industry, you can realize what I missed and did received. Alright, let's airplay this time. Again, because they don't conduct any investigation, the Drake supporters don't comprehend this and believe that everything is rigged. Now though, even good airplay is insufficient since, aside from hip-hop stations, listen, have you heard What I Missed? Since it isn't as catchy as songs like Not Like Us or even TB, it doesn't appeal to a larger audience. However, because all of those Kendrick albums finally made it there, the song became a viral sensation that transcends artists and rivalries. Furthermore, dissecting this reveals that Drake is creating a languid song with the same drums that have been employed by all rappers for more than 10 years, followed by a lethargic beat swap. Overall, you can see how Kendrick has been creating songs with a memorable bridge, a catchy hook, a quotable verse, and a call and response section that engages a larger audience, such as Luther Vandross, About Whom I Need Say Nothing, or Debbie, Deb, who brought people back to freestyle music. Overall, you get what I mean when you simply observe the two distinct approaches these musicians are taking to creating music. A hit is a hit, but Drake's actions are not a hit, and things will only get worse from him from now on. Furthermore, it doesn't seem like the oboe stands are prepared for it. Drake's latest collaboration with Central C aims to appeal to a wider audience. Now, let's take Luther as an example, who achieves this in the most elegant manner imaginable. Drake does this in the most egregious manner possible. We shouldn't be shocked by this, but when it comes to the current numbers, and this song is predicted to land somewhere between 7 and 9 spots on the Billboard Hot 100, what we are witnessing is that, even though Drake will continue to be around for a while, and his fans will continue to support his success, at some point, what these fans have done for Drake and what he will soon be solidified as is the ultimate hip-hop bronze medal or something like that, because we are only now realizing that he is not that guy and that he can't even handle the mantle that would be required to reach that #1 spot. Furthermore, it is evident that Drake is essentially reworking his previous work on a smaller scale, and even the songs themselves lack the elements that define successful records: accessibility, bridges, hooks, and good melodies. Once more, for the Drake fans who are furious, please take a critical look at this and consider it from the larger viewpoint of these artists, the beefs, and the significance of it all. Drake isn't producing any hits. Furthermore, I must admit that I'm shocked by the success of his songs. Additionally, it conveys the idea that he has a foundation that will stick with him through thick and thin. He should embrace his new role and simply submit to Kendrick Lamar, since he is easily outperforming him in every area. Given the current state of affairs, Drake's pace, and the laziness of the music if he is only going to produce at this level. Naturally though, it won't occur. Furthermore, even though Kendrick continues to outperform Drake on the charts with songs like Luther, which is nearly a year old, Drake will never acknowledge that Kendrick is becoming more proficient at the thing from which he formerly derived all of his validation. And he will continue to claim that everything is set up and against him, which, let's face it, is untrue regardless of what he wishes to say or do. Additionally, he just refuses to accept responsibility for his own creative and personal shortcomings. We know Drake is a loser, but surprise alert. Furthermore, Drake and his whole hip-hop scene are becoming less and less influential in the music industry, whereas Tyler the Creator, Kendrick Lamar, and even Clips are now seeing success on the charts with their songs and albums. We are witnessing a complete change in hip-hop culture that is altering everything. As a result of this, we are learning that Drake is failing once more and that more of his songs are slipping down the music industry ladder. He's also unable to improve. I guess I never imagined I would say this, but perhaps rap is truly evolving for the better in a time when a song that pays tribute to Luther Vandross is outperforming one that caters to every demographic imaginable and lacks originality. Now that you have mentioned all of this, please let me know. What are your thoughts on everything now displayed in the music charts? What do you think of Drake Free dropping down those rankings, Kendrick Lamar being steady, or even the influence that Tyler the Creator's single had in just 4 days? This includes the albums, Tyler the Creator topping the charts, and Clips still being up there. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on all of right now. If you watched the entire video, you are now aware of what to do. Don't forget to subscribe and like. It's really helpful to me. And if you're curious about how Drake has been having a terrible losing run this week that we can't ignore, well, before this, he liked hip-hop. Additionally, there have been an increasing number of difficulties with his current tour. Watch the recommended video,